Hi, my name is Todd Creager, and today I'm talking to you about marriage, monogamy, and fidelity. Where to draw the line. I have many couples come in to see me, and they're struggling with what's appropriate, what's not, when it comes to these areas where maybe it was past girlfriends, maybe it's a coworker from the opposite sex. What's appropriate to do, what's not? And oftentimes there's gray area there. So I'll tell you some examples. For example, let's say somebody, your spouse, has gone on Facebook and has reconnected with an ex-girlfriend from 25 years ago. And he has a very solid relationship with you. It could be either gender, but I'm going from this gender this time. And he wants to meet up with this person because there's really fun memories. What's appropriate? That would be the kind of questions that might come up. Or I have a coworker who we're going to have lunch, and yet she's really attractive, and the woman, the wife, might have some reservations about that. So now where do we draw the line? So I'll tell you, there is one thing that's pretty black and white with me. No secrets. Secrets kill relationships. So that is an absolute rule. Absolute rule. Nobody could tell me anything differently. Secrets mar relationships. So doing anything secretly is no-no. So now that we got that out of the way, everything I'm telling you now is basically coming from my 33 years of working with couples and what I see, what works and what doesn't work. So here's what I see. You're married, let's say. This is your situation. Or you're in a long-term relationship. That commitment has to be number one. Must be number one. So if you have maybe a former flame that calls you up or sees you on Facebook and messages you or whatever it is, then your spouse, first of all, needs to know about it, right? No secrets. And then if you decide to meet up, maybe they don't live that far from you or they're flying in from somewhere, then you need to first meeting has to be with your partner. You have to present as a couple. You can't present as an individual because old things get triggered, old feelings. You had this person before you had your present partner, so you have to present as a couple. And then your partner has to feel respected, has to have a good feeling about this other person. Wow, this person really respects me. I've had many couples where the wife said, again, I could use either gender, but the wife says, boy, his ex-girlfriend showed such respect, I just really felt good about her, felt really great. And then maybe they meet a few times together, and then one time his wife is busy working. If they talk about it and they're both okay with it, I see absolutely nothing wrong with him visiting this older person, the person from their past, I should say. So that would be fine. That's the kind of relationship I have. I have a 31-year marriage where I have a good track record. There hasn't been infidelity. And if I want to see an old girlfriend, I think it would be overkill for my wife to say no way. It just doesn't make sense. We present as a couple, and then I could go do that. And it's nice to have a kind of relationship where you have the freedom to do that. But all those things have to be in place. You present as a couple, the other person sees you together, your partner feels comfortable. So what if that's not true? I had one couple where an old girlfriend called him up, and he was seeing me, and he says, what do I do about that? And we followed this thing, and then he says, okay, well, you're going to have to meet my wife and I the first time together because we're married. And she said, I have no interest in that. And then he said, which was appropriate, well, I won't see you. And that's how it is. So you just need to make sure that you're on board. I wouldn't recommend a blanket rule, don't see anybody ever from the opposite sex, because you want to be able to have that freedom. But it has to feel right. You have to communicate together, and you take it from there. So, again, my name is Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.